There's a movement going on at the moment called Preorder Free 2015, which is encouraging you not to place any pre-orders this year, but should you? Let's take a look at what's in a pre-order and whether it's actually worth your investment, given you're never totally sure what you're going to be getting out of the game. We pre-order for a whole bunch of reasons, hype, slightly earlier release dates, and pre-order bonuses being among the most common. But are they really good enough for us to fork over a whole bunch of money for a potentially average game? 2014 was a year peppered by broken, overhyped, and delayed AAA titles. And a bunch of those games were ones you could pre-order. And a lot of us did, and then wished we didn't. If there's anything we've learned from 2014, it's that all the hype and trailers in the world aren't enough to guarantee you the gaming experience you expect. For example, Watch Dogs. Not only was I personally jazzed for Watch Dogs ever since I watched the first trailer, I bought it in advance and convinced my dad it was going to be so amazing that he should also buy it on day one. Fast forward to today and I've only played a couple of hours. My friends who picked it up have also only played a few hours or opted to focus on the multiplayer mode instead before putting the hacktacular open world game down indefinitely. As far as games go, Watch Dogs isn't terrible, but a lot of us were made to feel stupid by working ourselves up into unreasonable levels of hype and doling out cash before we understood what we were actually buying. Pre-orders are great for retailers, great for publishers, and downright essential for developers who want to use Kickstarter, but are they any good for us? For retailers, pre-orders are useful so they can get an idea of stock allocation and demand for a game's release. As for digital pre-orders on platforms like Steam, stock is a non-issue, but you can usually save a few dollars by opting to buy before release. Pre-order bonuses might be something you're after if you're really into a certain title, but more often than not, you're paying a lot of money based on a guess that a game will be good. A guess which is probably based on watching trailers and gameplay demos that are meticulously crafted by marketing teams to show off the best parts of a game and hide the flaws. One of the problems with pre-orders is that people vote with their wallets. So when you put down money for a game, you're essentially saying, I like this thing you made. Here, have my money so you can make more things like this thing. For example, Halo the Master Chief Collection. Think about the barely functioning mess its heavily touted multiplayer mode was at launch. Then think about all the money gamers shelled out on pre-orders based solely on the good name of Halo. Those pre-orders were encouragement, saying that's okay by us, and it shouldn't be. Once you put money into a game, you have a tangible investment, and when that investment is broken at launch, it should be a huge turn-off to pre-order in future. Whether you've been burned by Drive Club, SimCity, or Diablo, we've learned the hard way that always online functionality is not always easy to implement. Fortunately, you don't need to be the guinea pig dealing with a game that just won't work at launch. By the same logic, you also don't need to be coaxed in by pre-order exclusives. Take Evolve, for example, a game that wants to give you instant access to unlockable characters for putting your dollars down early, depending on where you pre-order from. Personally, I'd rather read the reviews, buy it if I'm into it, and then play the game to unlock the characters. Then I'll buy DLC if I'm really into it. What also creates an issue is when pre-order bonuses feature exclusive add-on content. This exclusive pre-order only content is designed to make you feel like you have to buy that version for the bonus missions or characters. By doing so, however, you're encouraging publishers to see that if they lock gamers out of content from the main game, only to let them back in with a pre-order, they'll be rewarded with our dollars. But think about it, has there ever really been a case where pre-order exclusive content that you really wanted hasn't been made available later down the line? Now, this video isn't to say that any of last year's games which stumbled upon release were all bad, and I'm not suggesting that Evolve or any of this year's upcoming games won't be any good. But unless you're desperate for those pre-order bonuses or super sure about that title and want to save a few dollars by buying digitally, it's hard to find a good reason to fork over your money early before you know what you're in for. Well, unless you're really into collecting statuettes and remote control robots. Let me know what you think. Do you typically pre-order games you want? Have you ever majorly regretted a pre-order? And what do you think of Preorder Free 2015? Share your experiences with us and I will catch you again soon.